2, 1, action.
Look out. This is the big bad man, the big double R, Big Papa. There were none before me and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. I'm old, I'm single, and I'm ready to mingle. Certified and bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby. This is Ramo Retrac. I'm the baddest man on YouTube.
Now doesn't that feel good? Sometimes you gotta raise that vibration, man. You know what I mean? You can't sit on that low vibration all the time, guys. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even planning on making a video tonight, but Kwame came out with a video about ears again, and I kind of wanted to talk about this on a serious level. I know that all the jokes have been made about it. So I might not be in silly mode tonight. You know what I mean? I really want to talk about this, because what they're talking about he did was like hitting home to me, kinda, on a serious level. Like, for instance, Ears talking about the young girl and everything that he was dating, right? Well, I had a really, I guess I would have to call it earth-shattering moment about, I guess it's been about 2 months now. I had a cousin. Well, I say had because, well, I'll get into it. My cousin was 50 years old when this started, okay? And so he's like 60 now. So 10 years ago, I get a call from my cousin. He's in Vegas, right? And so, I think it was Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige in concert. That's what it was. So I was living in Boston at the time. I was coaching up there at this sports club, right? So, you know, I don't know if you ever been to Boston during the winter, but it is like, well, sometimes you can't go outside. You know what I mean? There's just nothing to do. So I was like, well, fine, I'm gonna fly to Vegas and, you know, we'll go to the concert or whatever, right? So I get out to Vegas, we start talking or whatever, right? And he's like, you know, yeah, man, I got this new girl and she's 18. Okay. So me, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And now this is an 18-year-old. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I got on him a little bit about that. But he was like, that's what he wanted to do. So I'm like, hey, I mean, it's not really something I would do because I've had so many women. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be hard for me. I'm 52. But even at 40, for me to even think about spending time with the 18-year-old would be, it would have to be some shit like, maybe I was in Cancun somewhere and I just met this fine-ass 18-year-old. Okay, there's a place for that. Okay, I could see you on vacation or something. Boom, you hit a younger girl, right? But it would just be that. It wouldn't be like, if I went out of town, like I would hang out for a weekend with an 18-year-old that I met. No. That would be like, I'm fucked up in a club and I'm walking back to my hotel and this bitch is half drunk and the clothes are falling off. Let's go back to my room. It's gotta be, it'd be, and you gone. Like, she's not waking up in my hotel. No. And that's of age. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, my cousin, he's telling me this story about this girl. Then like a year later, he's saying he marries this chick, right? I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? That don't seem right to me. She must be some kind of special woman, right? Because I thought my cousin was just kind of normal and shit. You see what I'm saying? So then, I guess, well, I'll fast forward 10 years later, I get a call and he's in jail. Okay. Now he's in jail for the rest of his life. Yep. 25 to life, no chance of parole. Messing around with not this girl, but her daughter. Okay. And she was pretty young. I think she was probably 13, 14, I guess had to be. So this guy decides that he has his own business, taxi company, everything. He decides that it's important enough for him to fuck with a young girl. He's sitting in jail right now. And that's why I say this might not be one of my... I might not even get you guys to crack a smile tonight. Because just listening to that all day, I was just like... I was listening to it, but at the same time, I'm thinking about my cousin, you know? And it's like... He wasn't like a freaky guy or anything like that. Just... Man, look. This whole pussy thing that guys love so much is destroying y'all's life, man. What you gotta realize, that's just like, I was talking to this one girl, right? And, you know, I wouldn't say like, I wouldn't say like I'm huge or anything, right? You know, downstairs, right? I wouldn't say that it's huge, but it's decent size, okay? It's a decent size. I wear size 12s. And I'm not that tall. Okay. So, but I was talking to this one chick, and, you know, I know quite a bit about sex. You know, if you guys don't know, I, if you look at my playlist, I do Sexual Eruption TV, helping guys, learn how to, get girls to squirt. So that's one of the things that guys, you know, kind of always want to do or wish they could do but never do it. Well, I go over that, you know, kind of thing in my on my Sexual Eruption TV playlist. You can check it out. But anyway, I was telling her, you know, that from what I hear, it's not really your dick size. And I'm gonna get back to the whole child molestation thing. I'm making a point. It's really not your dick size that matters. The important thing is you gotta know what dick size you are. You feel me? And you going up in there with 6 or 7 inches acting like you slamming it. No, you gonna have to use a different technique if you want her to have an orgasm and all that kind of stuff. You see what I mean? And it's the same thing with like guys and girls. See, a lot of these men out here, they get caught up with women because they don't really know for sure their lane. You gotta know, hey, I'm the type of guy that gets a lot of women. If you're that type of guy that gets a lot of women, okay, well, then you can handle yourself a certain way. Online, in public, whatever. If you get a lot of women, you know exactly what it's like. Okay? Same thing as girls. It's the same thing on our side. Okay? And so, like, a lot of guys, I think, are getting caught up because they're not that guy. That's just like ears. he's not that guy to even pull a stripper. Because it's not easy to pull a stripper. Not really. I mean, my brother was a pimp, okay? So I'm talking from experience. My older brother was a pimp. Straight up a real pimp. With bitches on the street. I ain't talking about this internet shit. Okay? So I learned the game for real. And, for Ears to be dating a stripper, that says something about the stripper. It doesn't say anything about Ears. Like, for instance, if I was to date a stripper, that bitch gonna be badder than a motherfucker. You see what I mean? Like, you'll be like, she's a stripper? And then when you see her, you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. Yep, I could kind of see that shit. Yeah, I see how you could be doing that shit. With Ears, it's the opposite. Everybody would be like, why are you fucking with him? You see what I mean? Because that nigga can be found anywhere. You feel me? You could find that nigga anywhere. Straight up. So, like, when you have a guy like Ears that doesn't really get many women, right? And he gets an opportunity to get a better looking girl, but she's younger, right? Most guys, they take that shit. Because they haven't had enough pussy not to take it. If you don't have enough pussy, you don't have any self-control. That's just like Kwame, right? I give Kwame a hard time, right? But I know Kwame can get bitches whenever he wants to. But do you see him doing that shit? You won't see people that can get a whole lot of pussy running around trying to get a whole lot of pussy. Gilbert Arenas. He's probably not fucking that many women. You know what I mean? Even though he could, because it's like, you get so much after a while till you're like, man, that shit's not even fucking worth my time. Because even to just bring a bitch over, suck my dick and leave, that shit's gonna take about 2 hours. She's gotta get here, right? I don't really have to talk to the bitch, but I'm gonna probably wanna, I don't drink anymore, but I used to have some drinks, whatever, that takes 30, 40 minutes. She sucked my dick for about 30 minutes, boom, she's gone, right? That's 2 hours. And most women, you can't even get them out in 2 hours unless you really... You can't get a bitch out in 2 hours. Driving and all that shit, not bad. So, with Ears, you gotta realize that sex is a stage you go through. It's supposed to be a stage that you go through because it's only really supposed to be for reproduction. You see what I mean? So, if you catch a guy like Ears that's like unattractive like that, right? At an early age, right? And he runs into a younger girl that's bad as shit, they gonna take that shit. That's the way men are. They'll risk that shit. The sex drive is so strong in them, and they know they not gonna fuck a bad bitch. They never gonna fuck. Ears ain't, even that bitch he was fucking, she ain't a bad bitch. Not from what I don't give a shit. He ain't never had no bad bitch. And he never will. And that's why a lot of men get caught up with these younger girls, man. And I think that's kind of like what happened to my cousin, because he was like overweight. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. And then like Ears, I don't know if he realizes that shit, but he can go to jail for that shit. You get the wrong investigator on your ass, they will track your ass down over some shit like that, because they don't fuck around with them kids, man. That's like the worst crime you can commit. You see what I'm saying? And then like he's like telling on himself, talking about picking her up and taking her here and there, and I'm like, what in the prostitution? And are you serious, man? in today's age, you gonna talk about your crime on fucking StreamYard? Really? And you already been to prison? You already know what they do to child molesters? I was talking to one of my boys. He did a bid. He did like 10 years for real. Okay? And he was saying, like, if those child molesters came in there, oh my gosh, man. Sometimes they would beat them until they were unrecognizable, bro. Leave them lying in a pool of blood. You see what I mean? Then you get raped. I don't think we can say the rape word. R word. Then you get R'd. Okay? Like, that's one crime. There's some things that you gotta just have enough foresight to say, wait a minute. Let me give you guys a tip. This has kept me out of trouble. And I've been arrested at least 10 times. It may not seem like I'm that type of person, and I'm not. It's just that, like, I'll get caught up in stupid shit. It'll be like, I've gotten into shit with my girl. Not like I beat her ass or anything, but I've had some cop collars. Oh yeah, I've had some cop collars for dumb shit. I threw a bitch's cell phone down the street one time. Called the cops on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I've gotten in trouble like that before, and it's only been like a night or two. I think the longest I spent in jail was 3 weeks. Yeah, my mom was just pissed off at me for going and didn't come get me out. But for the most part, one rule to follow: this shit will keep you out of trouble. Anytime you think about doing something that's bad or wrong or whatever it is, ask yourself if you'll get more than 6 months for it. Whatever it is, I don't care what it is. Put it in that context. So if you want to drive 150 miles an hour, ask yourself, look, how much time do I get for this? If you don't know, go look it up. You see what I mean? You want to steal a candy bar? Go look it up. How long you gonna be in there? Second rule, don't do anything that you can't get bailed out for. You don't want shit that says you gotta wait till your court date. Okay? So if you just, like, for me to go from that scale that I'm on, I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna get me more than 6 months. Right? I see Kwame in Home Depot and I go up to him and slap the shit out of him. I'm not gonna get more than 6 months. You see what I mean? For me to go from that mindset to thinking about a child, I don't give a fuck how fine she is. I don't care because it's breaking my rule. You see what I mean? It don't have nothing to do with my morals. Fuck everything else. You ask yourself, how long am I gonna go to jail for doing this shit? You want to get into a fight with your girlfriend? You slap the shit out of her, right? Well, ask yourself, have I already been in trouble for this? What did they say? If I get 2 convictions, 3 convictions on domestic violence, I get this? Nope, can't slap her. Can't slap her. Now, if you haven't had any convictions, right? Hey, I know I'm gonna get in trouble for saying. I'm not even gonna say this. I'm not even gonna say that. But you know, when you start going into crimes, like, that'll give you a year or 2 or things like that, that's so long. If you have never been in jail, oh my gosh. We're not even talking about prison. I've never been to prison. I'm not going to prison. Why? Because I'm never going to do anything that costs me more than 6 months. Very simple. But when you talk about crimes, even like Mike Tyson, right? Mike Tyson got in trouble and for rape. Nobody wasn't fucking with him in there. Not because rape isn't a bad thing. You see what I mean? But it's not one of those things that convicts are definitely gonna fuck you up for. You might have some that be like, oh, you raped somebody, they wanna fuck you up, right? Most of them are, you're probably gonna get away with it in there. You see what I mean? You say you raped a bitch, right? But you cannot do you cannot do the child molestation thing. And see, the way they have it set up, I'm making this video for people that might not know, because I know a lot of people don't know how serious this is. You can't send dick pictures to minors. You can't try and set up a meeting online with minors. Those are felonies. Each picture you send is a felony, actually. You can't go meet a minor and say, we're gonna go to the movies. That's fucking kidnapping. You see what I mean? That shit gets serious real fast. Just going to pick up a minor and take her to the park is kidnapping. Then on top of that, if you have sex with her, children can't consent. That's the way the law is set up. They got some fast little girls that they don't have the power to consent to sex. So what does that turn into? It turns into rape of a minor. You can't go to jail for that. That's not child molestation. That's worse. You can't have sex with any minors. And I don't know why they don't teach this to little boys in school. They should. Because a lot of guys don't know. They think, well, if the girl is, really fast or whatever like that, then it's okay. No. Their brains aren't developed enough to make those types of decisions. Some of them are, but some of them aren't. You see what I mean? And so they cover that whole gamut is covered, where they just say you can have sex with any of them. We don't care if she's mature or not. Any type of sexual contact with a minor is rape. Now, I don't think that anybody's gonna dig into this whole thing with ears, but they could. They could go back and look at that shit. And if dumbass Damn D can figure it out, I'm pretty sure the cops could figure it out. It took him, how long? 4 days to add up the guy's age. How long did that take? And then he gave himself an applause. God damn, bruh. It's not that complicated. Math is hell, ain't it? Hey, Dan D, that math was fucking with you, wasn't it? So, I wasn't even gonna make this video, but like I said, it kind of did the whole thing kind of bothered me, because I just got the news about my cousin actually being sentenced. Was it the 15th? Yeah, it was May 15th. Never gonna see that nigga again over some bullshit, man. That nigga's gonna die in jail over some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful out here, man. Look, if you're not the type of guy who's had too much pussy like me, you gotta think about how long your orgasm takes. How long does it take? In all reality, you're talking about